Hey everyone, you're watching String Cheese and Applesauce, and today we are going to do a live build. This is a Lego Star Wars set. This is the Homing Spider Droid, set number 75016, 295 pieces, age ranges 7 to 12. I picked this set up at one of my local grocery stores that carries Lego, and it was on clearance for 50% off. So that's a cool price. I never really had this on my wish list of sets that I wanted, but at 50% off, it's hard to resist picking up these sets. You can see there's 3 minifigures. One of them is new. Now I guess it's the Stas Ally. That's the new one. I don't think it's the Clone Trooper, but they put that new right in between both of them. So which one is the new figure? Either way, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and jump right into it. We've got a bag number 3, a bag number 1, a bag number 2, a loose rim, and one heavily folded, wadded up instruction book. Start by dumping out the contents of bag 1. We have quite a bit of Technic pieces, which are Technic lift arms, and then a little bag in there that also has a lot of Technic pins. So this looks like a heavy Technic build with very few Lego pieces. We also have our first minifigure. So this is this the new minifigure? I'm guessing it is the new minifigure. Stas. And the minifigure has a headpiece that is in its own little bag. We'll open that one. It's not like the Friends bags where they have the perforation on it. They actually had to rip the bag a little bit to get into it. And of course, what's any Jedi without their lightsaber? So there we go. The printing is decent. The headpiece is decent. See, it's just the kind of the desert attire. So you have the robe that's kind of pulled around the chest with it hanging a little bit down here on the legs. A little bit of printing on the back. You can see a belt. And then the printing on the headpiece. The headpiece looks new. Maybe that's the newest part about it. So there's our first minifigure. So let's get right into this build. It looks like the first thing we're going to do is build this little droid that walks around. I say it walks because it has 4 legs, so I'm assuming it walks. Maybe it doesn't walk. Maybe it hops. It's got the cool little ball joint piece. And little Technic pin, and then a little antenna that goes on top. building some sort of front, like nose piece. And oh, that's interesting. They use the handset piece of a phone, a Lego phone, to put a few of these trans red studs in there with a Droid arm attached to the phone. And then that clicks right here on this modified plate. Now it has little eyes. See that? So that little phone piece created the eyes. Now we're going to do 4 legs. And they're going to be all identical. So I'll go ahead and get the 4, or the pieces required for the 4 legs. The main, I guess, knee joint of the leg is this Droid body. It's just the body portion of the Droid. There it goes. So that's the main leg joint part. And we're going to build 4 of them. So the local grocery store that I got this set from, they carry a lot of Lego sets. They actually have a whole half aisle of Lego sets. The variety is, it's okay. It's mixed. They have a decent selection of city sets. A few of the Star Wars sets. And a smaller assortment of all the various other themes, including the Ninjago and Chima. Sometimes some of the random licenses, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They have a few of those sets, but they don't carry nearly all of the sets that are available at one time. But that being said, whenever the new waves of sets come out, they usually mark the sets they have left on the shelf down, and they mark them down a lot. I've seen them as low as 60 to 70% off. They usually start around 20% off, and then if they don't sell, they'll mark them down a little bit more. So I just happened to be in the store and saw that they had these for 50% off. So there's a little Droid thing. Pretty cool little piece. Even though it has 4 legs, it does have that trans clear round brick on the bottom. So that's helping to support it up. Let me see if I can get it to stand on. Yeah, it stands just fine without it. So, I mean, did they tell me to take it off? No, it's supposed to stay on there. So maybe it prevents it just from going too low. Alright, so that's the first little sub build. So now it looks like we're going to go ahead and jump right into building the main attraction here, the Spider Droid. And we'll start with this big wheel that was loose in the box. So we're going to build 2 of these little modules that go on it, using quite a bit of Technic pieces. Looks like pretty much the rest of all the pieces from this bag are all Technic. And if you've seen any of my other builds, you know I don't have a problem with this at all. Alright. These go in the sides of this wheel. Sometimes they don't want to, when you have 3 pins or axles or various things that have to interlock with other pinholes and axle holes, sometimes they don't all want to line up at the same time. So you've got to wiggle them a little bit. And once you kind of wiggle them, they'll all slowly start to line up. So we're going to build 8 identical little leg modules according to the instructions here. I'm doing 2 at a time, so that's 4. This is going to be 6. And the last 2 will make 8. So there's the 8 of them. They all go in these pieces. All right, so that is bag 1. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra pieces from bag 1. Just small stuff. Nothing too exciting. The chrome lightsaber holder is an extra one. So that's kind of a nice little bonus piece there. Everything else is standard little studs and pins. Let's move on to bag 2. Make sure everything's out of there. Alright, so in bag 2 we're going to build our clone trooper. There's really nothing special about this guy. That's what I'm thinking. He's not new at all. I don't have too many of the Clone Wars sets, but the few that I do, I've gotten them when they're on clearance, and the few that I do have has plenty of these clone troopers, so they are nothing new. Prints are stuff we've seen before, including the helmet. It's kind of a stern printed face underneath it, almost an angry face, and then of course the big gun. That over here, out of the way, and we will continue on with the build. So we've got 4, what looks like some sort of leg contraption. You can see right down there in the corner it says build 4 of them. So this should be a pretty repetitive build if we're building a lot of A lot of the same thing as 4 times. Make it go a little faster, I guess. And I just realized I put the wrong axle on all of them. Switch out those axles. Alright, so that's the beginning of the 4 of them. That extender, black warm gear, gray extender, and a pin with a ball on it. Right, so that's the 4. That's the one I'm going to mimic for all of them. Extender, ball. It's a good assortment of pieces if you're just getting into Technic and you want a good little part pack of Technic pieces. Or if you like light bluish and dark bluish gray, because that's pretty much the whole color scheme of this whole set. One more of the ball ones. Where is it? There it is. Found it. Alright, so we got 4 of those built. And they go on the end of each one of these. Okay. Now we've got, I guess, the feet portion for those to build. So I'll zoom out whenever we start to get this whole thing looking complete so you can see everything, but I kind of want to keep it zoomed in here so you can see the 4 little sub builds that we're working on. So the instructions, as usual, say to build 4 of them, but the little building just shows 1 at a time. So I'm doing all 4 at the same time versus doing 1, going back and completing another 1, and so on and so forth. I'm just gonna get them all out of the way at once. So this little piece here has been out for about a year and a half now, but they're not that common yet. We haven't seen too many of them. There's at least 8 of them just in this bag alone. So that's a great place to get an abundance of those little modified plates with a Technic pinhole on the side. And I like the design of it because it melds the Technic system in with the Lego brick system pretty seamlessly. Actually, it melds the studless Technic in with it. Because Technic bricks are common. The standard rectangular bricks that have pinholes and axle holes on the side. But this is an actual plate that's modified with a pinhole. So we're putting the black friction pins in each one of these pinholes. Okay, so those are the feet. Now we have the little leg portion to build. We'll attach those to the feet. This is very, very repetitive building. It's kind of like a assembly line. It's not that it's not a boring build, it's just very repetitive. Make those, so 3 on each. So little flexible tubes. Older Technic sets, they used to make these in just one long length and you had to cut them. I guess they're pre-cutting them. And this shorter length I've seen in a few sets now. So maybe this is kind of becoming the standard length for them for using in these applications. Because I'm putting 3 of them back to back. And I was wondering if maybe they don't make them long enough anymore to where you can just put one of them on there. Alright, last 3, and then that'll get our legs completed. So each one of these little leg modules is going to go right inside this little Technic bracket, and then we'll slide a 2 long axle in there for each one, and that'll be our 4 legs. So this bag pretty much just built our clone trooper and our 4 legs. Do have one extra flexible hose piece left over. Alright, let me zoom out so you can see. So you can see each one of these has the little red axle around each one, and they pretty much just all attach to each one. This thing's getting pretty big now. So that's what we have. We have our legs built. And now it's on to bag number 3. Stands up pretty well on its own. Alright, I should stop playing with it. Bag 3. Has a little bag in bag 3. Oh, so here's the extra pieces from bag number 2. This is just 3 little pieces. So this is a nice surprise. I didn't realize it was going to have one of these super droids in the in this set. Actually has two of them. Two of these guys. Got one and we got two. There's his legs. Yeah, the arm is right here. Be cool if their arms bent at the elbows, but they don't. Oh, now that I see it on the box, it does say two of them. Right there, at the bottom. There's a little 2X right at the end. Did not even see that. So I'll move those guys off to the side. And let's get this last part of the build going. So we're basically going to finish out the body of this droid. One of the biggest droids I've ever built. The spider droid. Pretty straightforward little build, nothing crazy here. We're just stacking plates and bricks. Unlike the first two bags where it was a majority of Technic, this has minimal Technic. I'm putting some of it on now. It's minimal compared to what was in the first two bags. Alright, so this is the underside. Actually, to put it up under here, an axle hole right in the middle of this rim that it slides perfectly into. Just a matter of pushing it through. There we go. Takes a little muscle to get it through there. So there's the bottom half of the droid. Put that to the side and we'll do the top half now. It's going to be very similar to the bottom half because it's going to connect to that axle that's pushed through the bottom. So it's going to have a slight similarity. This must be its ocular sensor. So it's mostly all light and dark bluish gray, and then you got this splattering of blue right in the middle. But it doesn't matter because it's all covered up with all the other pieces. I just find it funny that they pick random colors to use as filler bricks. Okay, so this is going to go right on top. Guess it doesn't matter which way it faces because it's going to turn. Okay, not bad. Curious as to what this is up here. Just some decoration, I guess. And of course, what is a Star Wars set without a flick fire? Gotta have those flick fires in there, don't you? Not sure if that really constitutes as a flick fire, but they put the little "don't shoot your eye out" thing right next to it. So maybe that's some sort of flick missile. We're down to the last few steps. Appreciate you guys sticking around for this. If you made it this far, you're awesome. Pretty much the best fans ever. But you already knew that. I didn't have to tell you that. Okay. And one more little gun here at the bottom. That's pretty cool. I like that one. That's it. So here's my initial impressions. This thing is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. We have decent assortment of extra pieces. Nothing too crazy though. Scoot this back so you can see it. I like the way this little thing turns here in the middle. It's a good detail. The little mini droid is a nice addition. And then these big metal, I guess clone droids are pretty cool. Nothing too exciting with the minifigures, but this thing is a lot bigger. It does seem wobbly, like you want the legs all to kind of go out at the same time. And once they're all out, it stands up pretty well. I'm guessing these things up here at the top are to help you manipulate it. The bottom cannon doesn't turn, and neither does the top one. Yeah, that's annoying, the way these legs don't stay out the way they're really supposed to. So it's going to be an awkward playability with it. But that's it. Don't forget Instagram, string cheese and applesauce. I post pictures of these before I even record them, or while I'm recording them, and afterwards, so you'll kind of get a sneak peek at the videos that I have coming up on my YouTube channel. Also, make sure to subscribe and like if you liked what you saw. Subscribing will keep you up to date with all the videos I post. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you next time.